welcome to another EBTV High School Sports presentation. Today it's boys volleyball as the East Brunswick Bears host Old Bridge in a Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division game. I'm Melissa Strauss, and I'm being joined by Marc Mondry to bring you today's event. And we are in the middle of starting lineups here for Old Bridge. They have number 13, Aiden Albrecht, number 20, Junior Abo, number 11, Matt Popidi, number 41, Mian Hasib, number 10, Frank Pasalacqua, number 17, Brian Roger, and number 27, Shalon Shah. And for EB, we have number 11, Jack Fredericks, number 12, Danny Leung, number 13, Alec Weissman, number 21, Mike Mann, number 22, Billy Fox, number 32, Owen Summerer, and number 1, John Wong.
Greg Rutz, assisted by Anthony Alexander and Marc Mondry.
There you are.
That's me.
Doing double duty today.
Yep. We actually just came up from Churchill at our freshman game. Kids played very, very well.
Very good, very good. I did not see who, I guess we are serving first. Looks like the ball is over by EB's line judge.
Mm-hmm.
I know today's match should be a pretty tough match. Old Bridge is coming off a GMC championship win last year over St. Joe's, so and we lost to Old Bridge in the semifinals of that tournament last year. So we're doing good. We got a big group of seniors who could play, and we'll see today how that goes.
Yeah, this should be a real test.
Absolutely.
I know this senior class has, dare I say, state championship aspirations, and but this Old Bridge squad is returning almost all of its players from last year.
Exactly. So it'll be a nice test for them in the very beginning. It's a game 2 for both of them, so we're very early in the season. So things can go either way. We're still trying to feel each other out, and so.
Yeah, I think what you'll probably end up seeing is a little bit of tightness from both squads right off the bat, because they both played a couple of games, but I don't think anyone has anticipated this type of challenge just yet.
No. And actually, it's funny because the last few years we've always started playing with our first game has always been St. Joe's. So it's just
it's a little bit of a rude awakening to start the season,
for
right?
For both, yeah. And now that we have Old Bridge, it's no better, I guess. But let's see how it goes. Alec is a pretty consistent server. He's our setter. It's a nice float serve. And a miss hit by the Old Bridge right side. The ball will stay with EB.
And Melissa, what type of serve is that? How would you categorize that serve that Alex is putting over?
It's a jump float. He leaves his feet a little bit. His contact is with a flat open hand. And
wow.
I'll interrupt and say that was a very nice block on the right side with Billy and Mike Mann over there.
Yeah.
Just blocked Aiden Albrecht, their outside hitter. But Alec is doing a jump float, which the ball really doesn't move. It kind of moves in the air. So it's very hard to pass.
What was that called there, Melissa? Did you see it?
That was a net violation, yes.
Okay.
I believe it was the setter who was in the net on the...
That's what I thought it was as well.
Yeah. I got a Mr. Referee right in front of me, so.
You can see East Brunswick is really setting the tone early.
Yeah.
And there's an ace right there to follow it up.
Yeah, Alex, very, very good, consistent float serve. So if we can get them to not pass so well, it makes it tougher for the setter to be able to put a ball where Aiden or any of their Old Bridge hitters can really do anything with the ball. So.
Right.
That was a nice pass.
Yep, and that was the kid that came in cold off the bench.
Yes.
Nice swing by Jack coming back over. And good, we're ready to go.
And off the block, Jack gets us a point. And you'll see, you'll notice a very, very bright number 1 on the court. That's John Wong, and on the Old Bridge side, he's wearing white. It's a libero, and basically they can only come in and play back row defense. And we have another net violation on the setter by Old Bridge.
So this is also where you're seeing some of that senior experience come in, where Jack on that ball, that was a tough ball.
Yes.
He stayed down and pushed it right off the side of the block.
Old Bridge a little inconsistent with their passing. It's either really tight right now or way off the net. So they got to get that. Billy with the recover.
It's a really nice job to settle the ball. And Old Bridge is getting a pretty big block up there right now.
Ooh, nice touch by Danny, but just sails out of bounds.
So actually seeing both teams play very good net defense.
Yes.
You saw, like in the first couple points, you had Mike Mann and Billy Fox putting up a big double block on Oldbridge's big hitter, Aiden.
Oldbridge to serve. Score is 6-1 East Brunswick. Make that 7-1 East Brunswick.
You hate giving away free points on service.
Yes.
Coach?
Especially on the first serve. At least put one in first to start. See what happens. Here's Jack Fredericks back to serve. Senior outside hitter. Rips a jump serve out of bounds.
And I was literally about to say how consistent Jack is with his jump serve. Yeah, he's one of those serves where you go back there and it's pretty automatic.
Yes.
So it's kind of surprising to see him make a mistake like that this early in the game.
Another net violation by Oldbridge here. So they're giving away, I think that's their third net violation. So three points for us just by doing nothing.
Yeah, it looks like, again, they're a little bit anxious, a little nervous.
Yeah.
They're trying to put up a big block on some of our hitters, and they're getting a little bit overzealous.
I think our blocker's up a little bit early on that ball.
I don't think we anticipate he'd stay in the air quite that long.
Exactly. It's true.
That's Junior, is that correct?
That's Junior, yes.
Yeah, he gets up high.
Yeah. Him, I know from us last year, Danny Leong and Jack Fredericks were both on the all-conference team last year, and for Oldbridge it was Junior and Eden, so a nice matchup. And here is Eden to serve. And he rockets one out of bounds as well, and we have a sub coming from East Brunswick. Looks like they're going to sub setters and right sides. Coming in for East Brunswick is number 30, sophomore right side, Marc Lysiak, and number 8, senior setter, Kevin Liu, is in for Billy Fox.
Right, so when they're subbing both the setter and the right side, what kind of formation are we looking at?
We are looking at it, it's called a 6-2. It just means basically that the setter will always be in the back row, and we're always going to have 3 hitters up front, which is a great offensive place where we want to be. We never have just 2 hitters. We're always going to have an outside, middle, and right side hitter to work with. And Oldbridge takes a timeout with the score of 10-3. So what do you think Coach Rutz is saying to his boys? I mean, you're in practice with him every day. Can you read his head yet?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, right now I see his arms up in the air, so he's telling him to penetrate across the net in terms of making your blocks. And that's a pretty quick timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm pretty sure he's saying, look, keep playing smooth volleyball, make good passes, play solid defense.
Exactly.
You know, East Brunswick volleyball is going to win the day.
Yeah, you betcha. Yep. And then our kids, I know, they're going out. They're playing in the off season wherever they could find a place to play. So a bunch of club teams out there now. For boys, it's getting bigger. The club.
Even right here in East Brunswick now.
Yeah, right here in EB now. I know they start with girls, but there's a boys academy, so they're hoping to start a boys team too. Nice deep serve by Kevin Liu, putting the setter off balance.
There's a free ball. Good foot movement by Jack to get there. We got lots of options on the front.
And looks like the block hit it. Oh, nope, never mind. Marc hit it out onto the antenna. Antenna's
really
like the foul.
here.
Yeah, no, I actually thought Mr. Joe Cuddy pointed to the block as hitting it into the antenna, but it looks like Marc did. There you go. There's a swing by Marc.
Again, Marc, yeah.
No cover back for EB. It was a good swing by Marc. If the Lysiak name sounds familiar, his older brother, Pete Lysiak, was a setter for EB, and I think graduated only a couple of years ago. So
that's correct.
He knows the game very well because his family plays.
It's pretty likely we'll see Marc around here for a long time.
Yes.
I mean, Marc's how old now?
Sophomore.
I think he's the only sophomore to play on the varsity team this year right now.
Yeah.
Which is quite an honor. Doesn't happen very often.
No. Looks like EB needs to make a pass here so we can side
there
out.
it is.
Yep. Nice
good cover by Jack.
He's over. Sorry. I'm calling the game myself.
Oh, I didn't see the call. It looked like he said maybe John Wong was underneath the net.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I think Joe signaled. And
I thought,
honestly,
okay.
Coach is puzzled just as we are.
I thought Joe Cuddy was calling Junior to go over because his hand was over the plane of the net, which he can't do.
Right.
As long as it's in plane of the net, the ball, then it's fine. But another net violation.
Again, net violations all day.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Let's see what happens.
I'm going to guess that Coach Hoffman is not happy about that. And he's indicating now that maybe it was the Obridge jersey rather than the player, but that's still a violation,
But still a
isn't it?
violation,
Yep.
yes.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, there's so many differences between, you move from high school to club to college, and college now is only playing if you hit the top of the net, it's a net violation.
Wow.
So, back at
ace.
corner of the court. Great placement by Danny. And they do work on that during practice, I know, to put the ball wherever they want to on service.
Oh, yes. Not to divulge practice secrets, so you put a little towel back there. You got to hit that towel every time.
Yep.
Another ace by Danny.
Yep.
Real strong service, and really what you want to see
Definitely.
here is him keep that ball and keep the pressure on their team, make them pass the ball.
Exactly.
It looks like he's preparing for a jump serve. Nope.
He does jump serve very well, though, so if he chose to do that, then missed hit by the left side.
Well, good push out all the way to Jack. That was a very nice ad from Aiden Albrecht all the way from the back row.
Yes.
There aren't many right sides that can make that set.
No.
And yet, we did get a nice strong double block on it. It just squeaked through.
Yeah. Here's Junior with a jump serve. Another one out of bounds. Another first serve miss by Oldbridge, and John Wong is going back to serve for EB.
Right, which brings Mike Mann up back in the front.
Yes. And John could serve for one of our players, and which he is now serving for Owen. But he serves it long.
And this kind of these kind of service errors are atypical for squads of this caliber on both sides.
Yes, yes.
I have to think that coaches are going to have to say something about that tomorrow in practice.
And I don't want to be there to hear it.
Yep.
Good pass.
Wow,
Nice
really
swing
nice swing
by
by
Jack with only one block up for Oldbridge, unless I couldn't see the other guy behind.
No, you're
Aiden.
absolutely right. The middle did not get over. And when you're playing at this level with these kind of hitters, if you don't get a double block, that hitter's
That
going
ball's
to win
going right down.
every single time.
Absolutely. And Jack is a swinger. He could hit the ball hard.
Yes.
And tight. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. That's one you'd really like to have back, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah. But at least they can laugh about it. They know it was just a silly mistake.
Right.
They were doing the right thing. It just didn't work out.
Great dig by John Wong.
But
and there we go.
Mike
Nice
Mann
recovery
comes
by
back
Mike.
and he
and that's what you love,
pays about it.
honestly, about Coach Rutz is the tone that he sets on the team. That the players know he's not going to rip into him for
No.
that kind of mistake. That
No,
they
it's-
just rebound.
It's silly. It happens.
Exactly.
Again, we're still at the high school level, and things like that happen. It's,
Absolutely.
and there's Jack with the jump serve.
Oh, ball's coming at us.
We are so consistent for seeing.
A nice hustle by the Old Bridge setter hitting the floor on that.
Looks like EB is taking nice service here. They're really making Old Bridge work for their passes. And
Now there's the automatic serve I've come to know from Jack. And that ball did hit the ceiling. Is that in play, Melissa?
that is in play, as long as they still have another contact or two remaining. So. I didn't see the end of that play, so I'm not sure what happened.
They ended up hitting it through our block a little bit. We didn't penetrate over the net quite as well we should have.
I was focusing on the dust that was flying down from the ceiling.
Safety first, right?
Another ball out of bounds by Oldbridge. And we have a score right now of 17-11. Or 18, I apologize. 18, the scoreboard was a little bit behind from the TV.
And so Mike Mann back to serve. One of our two middles, as you were saying, does have to serve. And Mike has developed a pretty strong jump serve at this point.
Yes. And he does have a very short, he does like a jump float that lands somewhere in front of the dark green line, which is our 10-foot line, which is a very, very nice ball. So each player has different kinds of serves, and they just go back and feel out the court.
Fortunately, we overpassed that ball.
Yes.
And it came right back at us.
They have Junior in the front row, and kind of don't want to overpass the ball. But off the net a little bit. We got a little cheat line down, and that light green line on the floor is a nice cheat.
And you can see Aiden serves the ball very, very hard. And
yes.
It's one of the more difficult skills in volleyball is, absorbing some of the energy so that ball can stay, on your side.
Looks like Oldbridge is making a little bit of a run here with the serve. Hopefully we can at least just get a pass up like that.
There it is.
Unless it hits follow.
Nice job, Alec.
And a good ball put in play. Let's see what happens. There you go.
Nice block
up by
on the
Owen.
middle. Get up again.
There you go.
Nice job, Owen.
Nice movement by the setter to go back and forth.
Very
and not
good
just
decision.
staying.
There it is.
And off the
block. Very nice.
Off the block, yes.
Yeah, and Danny's such a strong hitter that even with basically half an approach at that point,
yes,
he can hit the ball hard enough to tool it off that block.
Coming back in the game is Kevin Liu to serve, and Marc Lisiak is back in the game as well.
And Kevin, actually, before the season, we were thinking that he was going to be one of our liberos.
Yes.
But he impressed so much with his hands that he really demanded playing time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a lack of communication there, but still on the point.
Tight set by Olbridge.
Really nice job by Owen to get across. And I'll be honest, I have never in my life seen that call. He could sort of put his arm over his head like this. And
he called back row. Didn't he set the ball? All right, we'll just let that one go.
Yeah,
it is
Coach
now
Rutz is saying back row attack.
Okay, bye.
I mean, I've been in volleyball a long time. I've never seen that call.
That was right on the line.
Very nice serve.
Great serve. And a timeout is taken by Olbridge. Looks like right now just the service domination by EB is really taking its toll on Olbridge. Removing the ball on service between jump serving and float serving and placement on the court that they don't know what to expect, and they don't know how to handle it right now. So EB's got the advantage when it comes to that right now. So
I would guess that Coach Hopman is talking about communication right now.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the serves that are getting in there and we're getting aces on, they're good serves, but they're not unpassable balls.
Right. Exactly.
You know, they're just not communicating well enough right now as a defensive team.
Yep. And we've always said just a pass 10 feet off the net and 20 feet high gives anybody a chance. So as long as you just put a ball up, somebody will get there and get it, and you just got to make something out of it. But if you don't pass at all, then you can't do that.
Exactly. Isn't it one of the most infuriating things as a coach, see two players watch the ball hit the ground?
Oh, yeah. Without a word said between the two of them.
Yep.
Middle takes that ball. We have a free ball by EB.
Nice decision by Owen to settle that ball. And
there's
that out to Danny.
And there's that, talk about Danny and how high the kid jumps. It's just incredible to watch, but it's very deceiving. But he's got, and Danny was one of our great basketball players from the boys basketball season who won the Central Group 4 state championship. So he's coming off of one great season and hoping for another to end out his senior career here at EB.
Yeah, when he came back to us after basketball, you know, we had already been in workouts for a couple weeks, and he said, "We better win." That's what he said. He said, "We better win."
One more state title under his belt. Can't hurt. That ball hit out of bounds by Jack Fredericks, and we have a score of 22-16 now. Still have a nice cushion, but I'm sure they'd like to close it out in the next few points here. Playing at 25, have to win by 2, and we play best 2 out of 3 here in the state of New Jersey. Nice touch by John. Play some okay.
Great hustle by John Wong.
I heard there was a little issue with a ball being called down yesterday.
A little bit of an issue. I heard about that as well.
So it looks like that ball was called down. I personally couldn't see it myself. There you go. Ball never lies.
There you go.
I'll say John got to that ball.
Starting to sound like my father from Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn talk right there.
EV now 2 points away from closing out the first set here. 23-17. Nice serve by Danny. There's that hard float serve that is just so hard to pass. It barely moves in the air, and it floats. It sails from right to left or up and down, just depending on how he hits it. And we have a game point for EB. Taking on the same kid. Number 14, Ryan Villanueva.
A great up by both Danny and Jack there.
Free
they're
ball
going to go middle here, very likely.
And that ball set just looks like way too high for Junior. He was looking for something a little quicker. And we'll take a tape roller to the side of the court any day.
We do not give points back to anybody, especially to a team as talented as Old Bridge.
First set goes to East Brunswick with a score of 25-17. And Mark, I don't know if you know this, but you could watch this taping of this wonderful volleyball event again on Sunday, April 7th at 8 p.m. And then you could watch it again on Sunday, May 5th at 1 p.m.
All right, well, thanks for letting me know.
All on Channel 3, where we are right now.
I'll be honest with you, there's not a chance that I'm going to watch myself announcing this game.
Neither will I.
But I suspect there might be a couple people I know that might be interested in that.
Okay, we'll be back. And welcome back. We're almost starting set 2 of East Brunswick boys volleyball versus Old Bridge. East Brunswick took the first set 25-18, I believe. A pretty strong showing by East Brunswick here. And very service dominated. Good passing, good swinging, pretty much.
There really wasn't a lot to pick on, Melissa.
No. I
was particularly impressed with our blocking ability.
Yes.
We really set some nice solid blocks on some of the more dangerous hitters in the state.
Exactly, yep. Between their outside, number 13, Aiden Albrecht, and number 20, their middle, junior Oboe. So, who are very dangerous, as you stated. So we're holding our own. And
it's always nice, Coach, when they give you some free points with some net violations.
I think they had about 4 net violations, and they probably had 3 or 4 first serve missed serves. So, I mean, that's 7 points right there. And a game to 25 where every point matters, you just can't do things like that. So, I say, just put a ball in play.
Right. You gotta
just put a ball in play.
Especially, if you think you're the more talented team.
Exactly. Yeah.
You want to play the game.
Yeah.
There's no reason to risk that free point for an ace or something like that.
Not at all. So it looks like right now, last year, and actually volleyball for boys has been growing throughout the state, and the Middlesex Conference has always been just one conference, and we finally had enough teams this year to split into 2 divisions.
Well, that's exciting.
So I mean, it's nice for the sport, knowing that a lot of schools are getting programs for boys volleyball, and it's growing and throughout the state with club teams and things like that. So we're now in the red division. We face opponents like Piscataway and St. Joe's, South Brunswick. So really good teams in our division.
Absolutely.
And Old Bridge is one of them. And a nice block again by the Bears with Mike Mann and Jack Fredericks up there.
And Jack looking over the bench, talking to the player, said, "Did you get that down there?
Yeah.
Did you get that block down?" You better believe it.
They do keep stats, so they like seeing what they've done and how they grow throughout the season.
Yeah, Coach Rutz, I played for him, a good 10 years ago now, and he is a wizard nowadays with the statistics that he uses.
Absolutely.
I was so impressed to come back and see, everything he does from the other side.
Yep, there's so many programs out there now. He runs the stats off the iPad, and it transfers right to the computer, and you could just print it all right out. So, looks like a little unbalanced here on the Old Bridge side to start the second set here, a score of 3-1. Again, still trying to handle the service.
Yeah, especially with a lineup with your best hitters up front. You wouldn't expect this type of struggle. It's a nice
pass, yeah.
And another
one returned by Jack. Looks like
Jack taking some leadership on the floor there, which is great.
Another block by East Brunswick. They read that really well.
Big block by Danny Liang and Mike Mann. And that's one of those things that Coach Rutch has gone to in the last couple of years also, is shifting that outside over, so we constantly get that double block.
Yep, so important.
You can see the results right there.
Here's another serve by Jack Fredericks. Lots of concentration before he serves. It's a nice swing.
Ooh, very nice, yeah. I don't think our block got all the way over there just based on the angle that came down at. Jack looked to be in pretty good defensive position.
Yeah.
And the ball sort of dropped short on him.
All right, so here's their big server from Old Bridge.
You can see on his toss, he actually tosses the ball almost crooked a little bit. Gets some side spin on the ball as well as downspin. Makes it very difficult to pass.
Boy, little mishit by Danny. Hit the antenna on that one. And the antenna in volleyball is like the foul pole in baseball where it just goes straight up. So can't hit it at all. Score of 4-3. Hopefully we could stop the serve. Looks like he had to take a little something off that ball.
You
Billy
could see
with
his
the
footwork
set.
wasn't quite where we wanted it to be. Nice defense by Danny.
Yep.
Good settle.
And good body control by Mike. He was very tight on that block, and he was able to control his body. We have
Heard a whistle.
double.
Double touch by Old Bridge.
It's when our setter kind of mishandles the set. Usually one hand gets on the ball first, and ball tends to spin or just come out unevenly, basically.
These setters, most of them, they make it look easy.
Oh, yeah.
I played this game for a long time. That is not easy to do.
What did you play? What position did you play? Another block by East Brunswick.
I played the equivalent of the libero position. But back when I played, we didn't have a libero.
Like a DS.
Exactly.
Very nice. That's what I was in college. I was a libero defensive specialist.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking, you see Mike was dropping in that serve that you were highlighting earlier, the one that drops in short with a nice float serve. So you know these players. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though you've been out for a little while,
I know.
some great things going on.
Yes.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you. That was another block by East Brunswick. Looks like I think we've had 4 this game.
Yes.
There's
Very
a
good
jump
net
serve
play.
by.
Here comes another one.
And Danny just gets
Muscles
so
the ball
high
through.
in the air. And
I'm laughing because it's just so fun to watch.
I know. I love it.
It really is. There's another timeout by Old Bridge, trying to slow some of this momentum these folks putting together in their service.
Because for a little second, it was very close, and only down by a point or two, and now we have taken a 5-point lead at 8-3. East Brunswick leads in the second set versus Old Bridge. And
what do you think Coach is saying to his players?
just keep playing. Looks like they know where the ball is going. It's kind of easy to read right now. And I think he's telling Mike, just put a ball in play. And I think he'll do that. So.
Yeah, so crucial when you come out of a timeout to force the other team to play the ball. It's one of those things that I drill in, even to the 14-year-olds. You got to make the first serve.
Just first serve.
Got to make the first serve.
Yeah. And a lot of times coaches take these timeouts just to freeze a hitter or stop him in the. Oh, that ball was in. That ball was in down the line.
I thought so too. And
oh yeah.
You could see a little bit of indecision on the young Old Bridge student.
Yeah, that ball was in all the way. But it is tough. They got a lot of pressure on them. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as I was saying, a lot of coaches take these timeouts just to kind of stall the server a little bit,
Absolutely. It's just like in football. You're icing kicker.
Icing, that was my word that I couldn't find. Yes.
You're icing server. That's exactly what you're doing.
And I got to say, sometimes it works. Or
it does.
Other times it does not.
And you got to understand, these are high school students. They're still mentally, they're not so tough yet. They've been playing the game for a while, but they're not professional athletes. So things like that sometimes are successful.
Yep.
But Mike did a really nice job of staying focused there, putting some good serves in. And so you see Owen Summer checking back in. Also, John Wong, the libero, coming back.
Billy muscles his way through that block as well.
Very nice. And you could see, did you see what Danny did on that play?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did the quintessential not to do, and I watched the ball.
I was trying to set you up good there, Coach. Danny
was he covering?
He faked a stack.
Oh, he did. Okay. I'll check you out.
Can you tell the readers what I'm talking about with that?
I'll tell our viewers.
Yeah, thank you. Now I'm a mess.
Danny will basically come in behind the middle, and pretty much the middle will go up first, and it kind of draws a blocker over to the middle thinking that he's going to hit the ball first, but then Danny will come in swooping behind and hitting the ball instead when the blockers have already settled down to the ground.
It's an incredibly deceptive play that, if it works, can be incredibly exciting.
Ooh, nice. Danny did not go over the line on that one.
Nope.
That ball swung out of bounds from the other side of the court.
Yeah, East Brunswick looks very loose right now. This is a different team than I saw play 48 hours ago. They're playing very good ball.
A tough float serve by Danny. Nice pass by
Great
John.
pass.
And there's Owen with the
Muscles
kill.
the ball through.
Now, why would you say is happening to the Old Bridge blockers? Why every ball just keeps going through and going through? What's some of the technique that they would need to work on in order to start putting balls way back on our side?
Right. Well, the not politically correct answer is hit the weight room, right? But the volleyball answers, they got to be penetrating across the net. You got to get your thumbs up, which are much stronger than your other fingers, and you don't want to break your fingers.
You don't want to break your fingers. No, definitely not in a game where you need your fingers in your hands. So.
Yeah. And, they just got to hold that block firm. You could see the East Brunswick hitters are constantly winning that net battle.
Yeah.
It's costing Old Bridge a lot of points.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when a ball just squeaks through a block like that, it's just so hard to recover. And the blockers can touch the ball again. It's the only time where a player can hit a ball 2 times in a row where they get 4 contacts out of it if it does hit off of a block. But when it's just going down to the floor so quickly like that off that block, it's just so hard to recover. So. Yeah, as you said, they just need to get up and over. And as I'll quote Coach Rutz here, you want to get you want to rob and not get arrested.
That's right.
That's what he says in practice.
A nice play by Danny. Good defense.
Nice.
Sets up the middle attack. We don't get a cover on it. That's unfortunate. And Coach Rutz not pleased with that play.
Owen looks like he asked Kevin for the ball just a little bit higher.
Yep.
Because Owen is probably pushing 6'5" or so,
and he can jump.
And he can jump.
He can get up in there.
But there's that first serve, misserve by Old Bridge again.
Yeah. I was watching the other day's game with the JV basketball coach, Marc.
Oh, yes.
And, Owen played for him last year, and he said Owen is explosive. That was the word he used to describe him.
Yep. I heard Owen was able to dunk a ball before his brother, Mike, who is now playing, I believe.
He's playing up at Keene, I think.
Keene, yes.
Keene,
yes.
Excuse me.
Keene. Right.
Yeah.
There's that swing from Jack Fredericks.
And you could tell, Jack plays constantly all year round.
All the time.
And he came in ready to roll.
Between the beach and him and Kevin, I think, are beach partners over the summer.
That's right.
So.
And they both came in on the offseason very sharp and ready to play.
And then they played club, I believe, at West Windsor.
That's right.
Look at him. Yeah. When you get there a little too late, and he went up with a one-hand mic instead of reaching with 2.
Yeah, and Coach Rutz instructing, and Mike's like, look, I got it, Coach. I know exactly what you're going to tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't get across the net. Yeah. You like that in a play when they take responsibility and they just let it go, and they execute on the next play.
And you do that the next time?
Mm-hmm.
And that ball
is going to sail out.
Sailing out of bounds. We have East Brunswick EBHS is just taking a commanded control, lead here with 16-7. I got to tell you, not the game I expected.
No.
I'm quite pleased, but just
absolutely.
not what
Pleasantly
I expected.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do want to draw attention to one of the decisions that Kevin Liu, the setter, just made. Where Mike made a mistake in another play. He went right back to him on the next play. And Mike Mann is a little bit of a fiery guy. He's ready to hit the ball hard after he screws up the last point.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that can really fire up a team. Sometimes you get a nice hard one ball in the middle.
Yep. Alec has checked back in as their setter.
And then Billy, again on the opposite, Billy Fox up front.
That's called a 31. Basically, the ball is pushed out to the middle, who is not hitting the ball exactly in the middle, but it's still the height of one ball length above the height of the net. Just a quick set. And
what's the advantage of that? Why would you do that as opposed to a traditional attack?
Well, usually, blockers are set in the middle, looking for the middle to hit a ball out of the middle. And, it pushes them away from a blocker and just gives them another option. And it's a quick set that, if you're not running it that often, then you shoot it out there. It's hard to defend.
It is. It's dangerous. It's deceptive.
Yep.
And as you can see, effective.
Very. When it's run the right way, and I saw Mike Mann, he ran, they're just running lots of different things, back slides, and that's when Mike comes behind the setter to hit a ball.
Right.
So, but it takes a lot of communication because, as we said earlier, they're playing with 3 hitters in the front row, and if Mike wants to run something behind Alec, then Billy's got to know that he's coming, and so it's a lot of communication, and they set all of this up before they even serve the ball or receive a ball from service. They know exactly what they're doing. They run plays.
Mm-hmm. There's no huddle or anything, Coach. So how are they doing that kind of communication?
Secret.
Oh.
They pull out their jersey shirts and they actually flash numbers and signs, and each number or each signal means something else to a setter, and then they know exactly what they're supposed to do when the ball comes across the net. So we have a timeout taken that time by EB with a lead of 17-11. They were cruising a little bit with the serve by Aiden Albrecht. He's got a good serve, so we're struggling with our pass a little bit here. I think we just had a net violation, so it really doesn't help too much. But I think again they're hopefully slowing Old Bridge down. All we need is a pass, and we've been swinging when we've been playing good offense. They really haven't been doing a good job of picking up on the defense. So
that's exactly right. And I was watching Coach Rutz right before he took that timeout. Normally, you give away 3 points, you take timeout. Coach not happy. Rutz with a grin on his face from ear to ear, bringing the kids into the huddle, settling everybody down. Let's get one good pass, side out, and then take command of this game.
That's all you need, one good pass. And I mean, with the hitters we have and the offense that we have, with one pass, we could do pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
So. And you see there's a lot of communication right now between Alec and Mike, and they're probably talking about what Mike wants to run and what Alec will set him and things like that. So we just need a little bit of a pass here, and that couldn't have gotten any better. Like I said, and what Mike actually did there was he actually approached, even though he knew he wasn't getting the ball, so that again, he draws the blocker to him, thinking that he's going to get the ball, which leaves our outside Danny wide open to just crank on a ball.
Right.
And here's Mike with that really short serve that he makes the middle pass.
Right, which means what?
It's actually, they're not the best passers. That's why they get taken out in the back row. So if you make a middle pass, and then it's harder for him to get the momentum he needs to hit a ball anyway. So
exactly.
Most teams pass with their libero and their two outsides because they are the best passers on the floor. Usually don't want your middle pass anything. That ball came straight down. We have a score of 18-13.
Now, Old Bridge seems like they're clawing back into this game.
Little by little, 1 point at a time. That's what I always said to my girls, if we're away. Nice play by Billy back in.
Great hustle, yes.
And that's an antenna swing. And I won't. I'm gonna bring up my girls. We had a great season back this fall. We were the conference champions this fall.
Fantastic.
And I got to say, we went 3 games with JP Stevens. A great battle, but we were down, I think, like 21-10 in the third set. And you chip away 1 point at a time, and you compose yourselves, and you can come back into a game. So,
absolutely.
And that's how we did it.
And
that's a nice swing by Owen, but I'm hoping EB just keeps pressing here. They don't let Old Bridge back in. But sometimes all it takes is just 1 point at a time, and just one thing will flip a switch on a team and to get them back in a game. So.
Exactly. And East Brunswick, one of the things we're coaching constantly is put teams away. Don't let them do that.
That's
don't
what
let
I
them
say
claw
all the
back
time.
in. And that's why you love to see Owen hit a ball into the ground like that real hard. And actually, it looks like the second setter for Old Bridge just checked in, number 1.
Yes.
We haven't seen him yet today, I don't think.
Number 1 is Stephen Bonilla. Did we just block another ball?
We did,
We
yes.
did, okay.
Very good net defense from East Brunswick.
He always presses blocking, and it does. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of technique. Yeah. But when you get it, it's a lot of fun.
It is. It really is a lot of fun, you're right. And it's incredibly frustrating to an opposing team if you're constantly blocking them over and over and over again.
Yep.
When you've got a hitter like Aiden or a hitter like Junior who is used to putting balls down at the 10-foot line.
It gets in your head a little bit when you get blocked, and then you hit one out, and it's a head game sometimes. And if you don't have the right head on your shoulder, you're not focused.
There's a back row
there it is again by Owen.
Block by Owen. Very nice.
He's getting excited.
Yeah. It's a pretty good dig there by Kevin Liu. You see some of his libero roots going on there.
Yes, exactly. You never put it behind you. Defense, what is it? Offense wins games, defense wins championships.
That's right.
A little mishandled by John Wong. With a score of 22-14. EB's looking to close it out here in the next few points. They got their 2 big hitters in the back row, so EB needs to take advantage here. That ball was
a little bit of misjudged.
Served in, yeah. Well, very deep in the court, so.
And this is atypical for John Wong. He's a fantastic defensive player.
Yes.
That's why he's our libero.
That ball's just out.
Just out. I think it was out.
Too close to handle for me. I think Coach Rutz is saying the same thing on that one.
Yeah. He thought that was pretty darn close to let go.
Here's Danny. Danny's, I think, looking at. Nope, he's staying down. I thought he was looking for the okay go to the green light to jump serve. That ball's out of bounds. And here's EB, set 2, looking to close out the match here. It's 24-16, a game point. And let's see what happens.
There's the jump serve we were looking for. And a great serve by Danny to end.
Not a bad way to finish on an ace by Danny. And just anything you took away from this game. I mean,
they look good,
yeah.
Melissa. They look real good.
I have to agree. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I know he comes home and he talks about how they're doing, but
yeah. And the great thing is, you watch them play against some of the teams and you don't really get much of a challenge, but these kids are talented.
Exactly.
These are reigning GMC champs. They're coming back with all their players, and so really nice to get a big win like this early in the season.
Absolutely. EB's next match will be what's today? Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
They're traveling to Hillsborough for the Hillsborough tournament. So actually, with a team like that, maybe they'll take it home and win it. So and then they're home again next Monday against Herndon Central.
Great, and we wish them the best of luck this weekend.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Melissa.
Thanks, Mark.